Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 44, recorded in the Defon Library Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, in Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host, Gary, up in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Not too much, buddy.
Episode number 44.
Episode number 44. Is this, who's 44? Gabe Kapler wasn't 44, was he?
No.
He was a weird
I think
number.
he was 10, wasn't he?
No, that was Dave McCarthy or David McCarty. Remember the lefty? He used to play a little first base.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the only 44 that jumps to my mind is the fullback for the 49ers from like the early 90s, Rathburn or whatever his name. Remember that guy?
Vaguely.
Rathman, something like that. I think he was number 44.
Tom Rathman?
Tom Rathman, yeah.
Was that who it was?
I think so.
That's a good shot right there.
Yes. Tom Rathman, number 44 for the 49ers.
We are nerds, aren't we?
Yes. Anyway, that's who I think of when I think of 44. What's new in your neck of the woods? You said you wanted to talk about some golf.
Not much. We got our friend out of the house, and it almost wasn't to be. I woke up, the alarm clock went off. I'm making my tea, teetering up, getting ready to get dressed, head out. And it says, I scroll down, I see, I hate to do this to you. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So I go to open it up. Bob Jr. had a complete meltdown. He said, we didn't get any sleep, so I'm going to have to cancel. Can you let the pro shop know? I'm like, yep, here we go. So then immediately after I get a second one, he goes, disregard. Haynes said that I made a commitment to you guys and that she's just going to deal with it. So he gets to the golf course and I said, what happened? This kid, he turned one a little while ago and he said he had never done this. He would not stop. He had a meltdown. He wouldn't stop crying. There was nothing they could do. He said he threw him in the back of the car and went for a ride. He said we could not get him. He wasn't hungry, diaper, nothing. So we just couldn't figure it out. He just wouldn't stop.
That's not good.
No.
That makes me think like ear infection.
Oh, you think it could be something that you don't? Yeah.
But usually if they're like pulling at their ear because it hurts. So
okay.
By that age, they know at least that. Could be random. Could have just been a bad day. You never know. How was the golf?
It was good. I got a blister, a water blister.
Oh yeah.
You ever get those on the back of your heel?
Yeah, I don't like blister. Yeah.
And I put the Band-Aid on, but then of course on number one that came off.
Right
so
off, right?
I'm trying to fix that. And Alex said, well, why don't you play barefoot? And I told him what you said about how dangerous it is. He said, did you ever think maybe if you get those pesticides inside of your body and it worked its way up to the brain, maybe it would fix
that's true
problems? I'm like,
you probably have a lot of fungus in your brain that could use some chlorothalonol or something like that.
Yeah. So then I asked Kurt, he was getting ready to tee off. I said, would you like it if all of a sudden something happened? I became normal and you played golf with it. And he's like, I have nothing to base it on because I've never played with you when you're normal.
That's true. You'd be like straight laced. You just turned into Duffy, basically.
Yeah. Good ball. Good shot.
Yeah. Just a normal person. That wouldn't be very fun.
You don't want to play with me normal, do you?
I don't want to play with you, period. But yeah,
well,
normal, especially not you.
That's true. You want me to hit it? Let me take it.
No, that's all right.
It's there we go. It's a little late to the dance.
A little late, yeah. So what's up? Oh, sorry. Keep going.
So I've been having I was pull hooking everything. Hooking. I had pitch and wedge into number 12. Yeah. And I pulled it over the left bunker. I mean, I was over the top on everything. So we get to 13. Kurt shoots it. What do you got? 197. I come over the top on a 4 hybrid. I snapped it so hard it hit the trees to the left. and it came straight down. So I said, I don't even know which way I should walk to the ball. I might go back 12.
Oh, you gotta come up the cart path that way?
Yeah, I might come up the car path. So I get over my ball. I get my rangefinder. I have 111 or 117 in
That's not good.
on a 195-yard par 3.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. So I hit a gap wedge to about 15 feet, hit a pretty good shot. I'm like, all right, let's 2-putt, get out of here with a bogey. That'd be a good bogey. I end up draining the putt,
There you
right?
go.
And
That's
I
a
go,
heck of a par.
so then I said, that's right, biatches. That's right. Alex was like, me and Kurt hit 2 good golf shots, and we're over the green, and we're in our pocket, and you played this as a par 5, and you made par. And so then I told him, I said, that was one hell of a great 3. I said, I'm taking the tee box. And Alex was like, you deserved it. So I go over to 14. I'm like, I'm taking that tee box, because we always play ready golf.
Yes, of course.
I got to take the tee box.
Golf is a stupid sport, isn't it?
Oh, it's so dumb. So then I get up there and I almost just whiffed my drive. I just hit a liner that barely cleared the water in front.
Yeah.
And it rolled out maybe another 80 yards. So I got 211 into this hole where I usually hit 9-iron pitch and wedge. I take out a hybrid and I just I caught it. It was the one shot that I squared. I go, oh, I couldn't hit that any better. And I'm kind of walking toward it.
Right.
And I watch it roll up on the green. It rolls off the back. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm there in 2. So then I come up and I end up making par there. Kurt's like, I can't believe you made par with that tee shot, having like 2 change into that hole. He goes, you got to take the tee box again. I said, I'm taking that tee box again. So Alex is like, yeah, two holes in a row. Where do you think this drive's going to bite? And I just busted drive down the middle. I'm like, let's effing go, boys. So I hit 7-iron into that bunker, that left bunker on
and that's
on number 15.
Yeah.
And Alex, I told you the story when me and Alex were playing in the tournament. We left
That's
4
the
of our
bunker,
shoes.
right? Yeah.
That's the bunker.
Yeah, yeah.
Alex goes, he goes, you got any PTSD right now? I said, I haven't thought about it until you just brought it up. And boop at my shoes, boop at my shoes, boop at my shoes. And he's on the ground dying.
Yes.
So then I clip one. I said, you know what? I'm putting for 7 right now. I said, normally I'd pick up. I said, but I'm gonna go up and make this 7 like I made the 8 2 years ago. At a 20-footed downhill, boop, goes in the back of the cup. I'm like, let's effing go, boys. I mean, a 7 never felt so good.
That was the best 7. You deserved a 7 after the 2 holes before that, though.
That's true, because then you have to even back out, right?
It all averages out, yeah.
Yep. So,
see, those are the kind of that's usually the kind of shots that the guys we play in the member guests hit. They'll pull hook one into the woods and then they'll make a par. Like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
We're out in the middle of the fairway struggling. Anyway, let's talk about the topic this week. What do we got, Mike?
Oh, we're gonna talk Typhoon Lagoon.
Ooh.
Moonlight Magic.
Typhoon Lagoon, Moonlight Magic. Now, you are a big fan of the Moonlight Magic events, correct?
I love them.
This one, I'm guessing, wasn't highly sought after because you didn't have this associated with a stay. You just drove up, right?
Yeah. Well, they have an open registration for everybody about a week after or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what we ended up registered. We were gonna actually there was a lot of availability for rooms, so I text my pet sitter and she's just like, I have nothing. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll just not ideal to go up just for the night and turn around and come back.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be on I-4 at midnight. But that's what we ended up doing. She took off of work like an hour early, so we headed up there.
So what time did it start? It starts after the park closes at 5 or whatever?
So the park closes now, I believe, at 8. So the party the party is from 8 to 11.
Okay.
So we show up, and of course, I brought everything because they say that you're going to get an email about a week before or whatever, and I never got that email. So I just had the paperwork that had our confirmation number.
Yeah.
Me and the guests, I have to be present, so I can't hand this off to you.
Right.
I can't register and hand it off. So,
but I could go with you.
That is correct. Yeah, I could take anybody.
Gotcha.
So we show up. Scans on Magic Band. You got your license? Yeah, I got everything. Yeah, all right, let me check you. All right, perfect. Yep, you're the person on the registry. Added Kristen. And then we walked in and they passed out glow sticks.
Oh, okay.
And actually really nice. I don't know if the
Oh, Lilo and Stitch.
yeah, and it says Typhoon Lagoon.
I can't see that, but all right. And you just wear it around your neck or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got the purple one. It's blink. You got the blink,
Nice.
slower blink, and then solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you wear that around your neck. I thought that was a nice touch,
Yeah,
giving
absolutely.
it to everybody who walks in. Um, and then we immediately went to the lazy river.
Yeah. Now, I heard that at this Moonlight Magic, they don't do food vouchers. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay. Any reason, or they just because it's the water park, maybe?
That I don't know.
Okay. So it's not that they're getting away from that; it's just not at the water parks,
I'll be honest.
as far as you know.
I like this a heck of a lot better than the vouchers. I think it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had basically unlimited whatever you wanted. So they had popcorn for snacks, but
Okay.
then they had bottled water and soda.
Oh, okay.
You could
And you could just grab it.
grab it as
Yeah.
often as you wanted. And then they had I know at a lot of Moonlight Magics they have the ice cream bars. So they had the
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse ice cream bar, they had the ice cream sandwiches, they had an assortment of chips. So they had a lot of light snacks. I think, everybody complain on Disney. It's just easier. I liked it better than having to carry around vouchers, and then at the end of the night when they run out of food, now you can't get anything. I think from a cost standpoint, it's a lot cheaper than having to keep a lot of your kiosks open.
Yeah, because you could
Having
still
to
buy
prepare
food, right?
food.
A few places
Yeah,
must
you
have been
could.
open. Yeah.
Yep. Like they had one that had like the burgers and the chicken
Yeah, chicken nuggets and stuff
chicken
like that.
nuggets. Correct.
Well, it's not too bad though. I
No.
like that. I thought there was like nothing extra for food,
Nope.
but it's just that.
And the sodas usually count as a voucher.
Right.
And
I
at the end of
prefer
the night,
that.
when they ran out of everything, when I was at Animal Kingdom 9 months ago, or whatever it was, I had to use a soda because I didn't want to lose my voucher, and I was thirsty. I'm like, you know what? I'll just grab a Coke and walk out of the park with it.
Yeah. How were the crowd levels? Did it seem pretty busy?
Yeah, it was busy, but it wasn't crazy.
Because the water park is smaller, obviously,
Yep.
than like Animal Kingdom or whatever, and I'm sure they still try to get as many people in there as they can,
Yep.
and that could feel busy pretty easily.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it
But
felt maybe a little slower than if you go on your July vacation. If you guys are
Sure.
gonna cut out and go at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock after you grab a nap or
right.
what have you.
No, I think that makes sense. All right, so you get in, they give you your glow stick, you can get drinks and chips
Mhm.
and ice creams, basically popcorn as much as you want.
Yep.
You went into the lazy river,
Headed right
obviously.
over to Lazy River.
Okay.
And then the sun was going down. It was almost dusk, and I said, "I'm doing the wave pool.
Okay.
I'm gonna go do the surf pool while the sun's going down." And she does not like it. She gets thrown all around, so she kind of stood ankle deep. And I took maybe 2 waves out, and then we just chatted for a little while, and then that was about it.
Now you try to ride the waves?
Yeah, I ride them. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
used to ride them when I was a kid, like at the beach. So
Yeah,
I
sure.
try to get on top and ride them.
I don't think I've done the wave pool there.
Oh, it's so good.
It's big too.
Yeah,
Sometimes the waves can be big.
yes. I mean, they're big enough where they have surfing lessons in the morning.
Right. Well, that's true. I think they can make it more when they need to.
Yeah, because every 10 or 15 minutes when you hear the
Oh, it's a
that's
big
when they
one.
do the big wave, yes.
That's funny.
So
Now,
then after what?
were there a lot of kids or not as many kids at
No,
this
there
event?
weren't a ton of kids.
That's
No,
good.
it was adults.
Yeah.
You see just a lot of couples who are at these events.
Mhm.
We did Misadventure Falls. Do you recall that one?
Probably. I
That's the
don't
one.
know.
It's a big tube, but you have to go as a minimum of 3 or 4 people.
Oh, okay. I do remember that. Yeah.
And you go up that incline, and then it's
Yeah.
just a free fall.
It's like a
So
roller coaster almost.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, but it's just so they paired us up with a couple, and, we got stuck on that incline.
Oh, it stopped working.
It stopped, so, like, I'm sitting back. It's a little uncomfortable, but,
Yeah.
um, talking to the guy, he's, they're local, they live in Orlando, they are staying at the Fort Wilderness Cabins because they can bring their dogs. So
Mhm.
then, of course, we had to have a portfolio talk
Yeah.
before the ride started. He's got 250 points, but he's
Oh,
gonna get another 100. I go,
no.
"Yeah, that 350,
That's a nice mark to be at. Yeah.
that's okay, then you're gonna wanna jump up to 5," and I look across, and Susie's just shaking her head because she knows where this goes.
Yeah.
Um, so we did that, we had a great time. Uh, and what the heck did we do? And then right next to it was Crush and Gusher, and we
Yeah, that's a
discussed
good
that
one.
with the kids on
Yeah.
our WDW Beyond the Gates podcast. That's one of the best water slides there is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, those are good because you have there's, like, different tracks, right? There's, like, the coconut or the banana. I
Yeah, there's
forget
different
exactly.
tracks based on how many people you have,
Yes,
and
that's right.
um, that's a great one.
Mm.
So after that, we just went over and grabbed a snack. I got my
How
popcorn.
how long were the waits on average to get on this slide?
Crush and Gusher was 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate waiting at water parks.
When your feet's just sloshing around in that
Yeah,
filth.
I hate it. I don't like it. One of the worst things for me is waiting at water parks. I don't mind water parks, but, like, I could
Now,
care less about doing the slides because I don't wanna wait.
are you a barefoot guy?
Um, I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to wear water shoes on the slides?
Yes, you are. The only one you can't wear it on is the Humunga Cowabunga. So yes, you are. I wore them on all the slides.
Okay. Because I bought Hey Dude water shoes. They now have Hey Dude, water shoes that
Oh,
I
really?
can put.
And they just say stay secure on your feet?
Yeah, and they have, like, drains in them and stuff, and they're all, like, canvas instead
Oh,
of
nice.
cloth,
I'll
so
have to
they
look
dry
that
quick.
up.
Yeah, I ordered them. So those are gonna be my shoes for the pool and now the water parks, especially because
Yep.
I don't like walking around barefoot. Gets During the day, it gets really
Way too
hot,
hot. Yeah.
and then, like you said, I hate the feeling of standing in that, like, tepid puddle
Yep.
that dripped off 9 people in front of you, just like a primordial ooze of
And you have no
people's
idea
germs.
what's dripping off people's bathing suits.
No, it could be
When you've
other
been in that
it could be
lazy
other
river for
fluids. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't like, I like wearing shoes in those places. That's fine. If there's a slide you can't wear it, I just won't go on it. I could care less about doing
Yeah.
that one anyway, Humunga Cowabunga. I have done it, and I wasn't a huge fan anyway, so now as an old man, those things beat me up too much. Like,
Yeah,
you and we're
I would
bigger. They beat us up. Like,
no, it was smooth. No, I didn't
oh,
get
really?
jerked around at all.
Like, the straight drop ones, a lot of times I feel like they beat me up.
Mm.
But anyway. So you got some snacks
We
after
got some
the
snacks. She
couple of
had
rides?
a, ice cream,
Mhm.
bar. I had popcorn. I think I had a Sprite. I wanted a soda, but I didn't want anything too heavy, so I went with the Sprite.
Yeah. Now, were the lines for the free stuff long, or was it pretty
When they
quick?
first opened it, we noticed when we were on the lazy river, when they have that, walkover,
Yeah.
we saw lines, and Kristen's like, "I think they just opened up the snacks." So they were pretty good lines when they opened it, and then a half hour later, it's just walk up. You just basically
Yeah.
help yourself. Just grab a popcorn and a soda, and
That's good.
thank you very much. So we sat at a bench, and I ate my popcorn. I had my Sprite. We went over to watch the dance party for a little while. And the dance parties are always fun.
Is that in the wave pool, the dance party?
No, it was actually outside, like on the beach
Oh, okay.
where the wave, yeah, where the wave pool is.
But in the sand area, though?
Yeah, in the sand area. Yep, on the other side. Yeah.
No, is this with characters and stuff too?
Yeah, they had Stitch and all the Typhoon Lagoon characters. So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. They do their dance parties are so good.
You like that stuff.
I really do, and I'm not a huge dance party guy, but they weren't like I said, there were a couple kids and then just a bunch of dopey adults dancing. It's just good stuff.
See, that's just like of all the things that you're miserable about, the fact that you like the dance parties always surprises me
It's
every
messed
time.
up, isn't it? Because I do them in the pools. Remember, I wanted to see if your kids would do them.
Yeah,
Do 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 do. Yeah, the dance because they're just so nerdy.
they're very nerdy. But like even at like the Christmas party, you'll spend time doing the dance parties with all like the dumb weasels and stuff.
Yeah, isn't that weird? You're exactly right. For somebody
It's
who just despises kids,
it's very out of character for you.
it is.
Because you don't care about the characters, you don't like kids, and you just
Yeah.
wanna go, like, do these stupid dance parties.
It's very yeah, it is very out of character. That's
Maybe
a
it
good
brings you back to, like, Pleasure Island when you went. There's,
could
like,
be.
some crossed wire in your brain. So you did the dance party.
Yes, sir.
Now, the thing is, I have to say, like, 3 hours is plenty of time for
Plenty,
Typhoon Lagoon.
plenty.
More than enough, probably. But are you able to get in? Well, you coulda got in anytime because it's on your annual pass, right?
Yeah, we got the sports extra.
So you coulda gone in anyway if you wanted
Yep.
earlier, but is it right at the time, or is there, like, an overlap where you can get in a couple hours before with that ticket? 'Cause I know at the parks
Yeah,
there's a slight overlap, right?
yeah, I think it was 6 maybe.
Okay.
Um,
It doesn't matter. I
no.
guess it whatever it is. Did it
And the thing
did it
is,
start feeling cool at all when the sun was down and
I
getting
don't
in on
know
the
because it was just one of those
a warm day? It was
humid
warm,
days. It
right?
was like
Yeah.
81 degrees at 9 o'clock
Nice.
at night. Yeah, it was
Nice
just
day.
almost a midsummer warmth.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the midsummer warmth because we are very hot right now for this time of year. We've been breaking records, so it
I
basically
heard that,
feels like
yeah.
July and August right now. It's crazy hot. So,
What
yes,
else were they doing, like, unique to that event that isn't normal at Typhoon Lagoon as far as you could tell?
nothing that I observed.
So, for the dance party, right? Obviously, that's I don't know if
Yeah,
they do that normally. They gave you the glow sticks, the snacks, so other than that, it was just open.
yeah,
Everything was good to
yeah.
go. Oh, that's cool, though. Does it make you, like, wanna go back to the water
Yes.
park more often? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we took a few years off, and I said, I forgot even when it's busy, just how quick the lines are,
Mhm.
and you could just go and whack these things out and just
'Cause you guys love the pools, and this is just, like,
yeah,
on steroids. You got the lazy river, you have the wave pool, all that
yep,
stuff. Like, even if you didn't do a slide, you would still enjoy doing that
yeah,
stuff.
because we are so into the lazy river. We just
Oh,
we
I
just
love
get
it.
on that, but and just we'll go around sometimes 2 or 3 times. We'll spend
Yeah.
an hour in that thing. It's just so relaxing. I mean, there's
Mhm.
times where if they don't have any rafts to sit on, I'll just
Just
free
swim,
float.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's been times where I've been on the lazy river, and I'll, like, grab the edge, and I'll just sit under a
Just sit
waterfall.
there. Yeah.
Like, let the waterfall hit my legs for, like, 10 minutes and just,
Yep.
like, have people going by.
They had some seating areas, and I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite lazy river, probably because it's the OG, and I've just spent so much more time at Typhoon Lagoon than Blizzard Beach.
Yeah, of course. They're both good. You can't really screw up a lazy river.
No, you can't, but the water that dumps on you at Blizzard Beach is a lot colder.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
Now, it's not my imagination. Back in the day, they used to have stuff floating in the lazy river, right? Like props.
Did they? I don't remember.
For some reason, I thought I saw that, but I could be making that up. That could be one of those things. I don't know. Either way. Any other slides that you went on? You ended up doing Humunga
Yeah.
Kawabunga?
Yep, so we did the, Keel Hall Falls,
Okay.
the Gangplank Falls.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these are. I mean, I know the names, but I don't know.
Those are back to back. One you go on alone, and then the other one is right
Oh,
next door to it, and it's Kristen and I went on it. That's the
two-person.
one we have that big tube, and you have to roll it up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Then I did the Humunga Kawabunga. She wouldn't do it.
No.
And I just walked up. I just went up the stairs and went down, and
There was no
it
one waiting for that?
no,
Oh.
no, and it was so cool at night. 'Cause that slide when you go through is completely pitch dark,
Pitch
where
dark,
during the
yeah.
day, you can see the bottom.
That's true, yeah.
So it definitely a really cool experience.
Oh, that's true, I didn't really think about that because you come out of the tube and it's dark, so you're still not really seeing anything.
Yeah, so yeah, because when you start, you used to be able to see the bottom when it's
Right.
bright out.
Yeah, you could
When you're
see
going
through
through
the
that
tube, yeah.
correct, you could see through the tube. Now when you got into the tube, it was dark, but you could still see
The
the
light at the end
bottom.
of the tunnel, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Now you don't. Now you just go and you hit the water, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, so it's a completely different experience.
I didn't really think of that, that's interesting.
Mhm.
See, that one bothered me, like, like, the seams, how there's, like, each section of the slide, there's, like, a little seam?
Yeah,
Those would
that
always,
that
like, hit my back and bother
Oh,
me.
do they?
Yeah. Although I think I'm gonna do a sun shirt, which
Yep,
are those allowed on all the rides or same thing?
absolutely. Oh, yeah, no,
Okay,
no, oh. No, you're good to go. I did my, of course, I brought my OG Typhoon Lagoon sun shirt
nice.
with my, pool uh, shoes.
Yeah, you gotta do that. That might be a good, souvenir for this trip.
What's that?
Get a sun shirt at one of the
Yeah.
water parks.
They actually have the Lilo and Stitch, shirt, and then on the back as well. You don't like it when it says anything on the back, but on the back, it just says Typhoon Lagoon.
See, I don't mind it on that kinda shirt, like, if
Okay.
it's a sun shirt, that's not too bad. But, no, that's good. Yeah, because that's the biggest thing I was worried about with the water parks is the shoes, so you
Yep.
could basically wear them on everything, and then the shirts. Like, I didn't know if some of the slides, they don't let you wear the shirts because they, like, bunch up on you or anything.
Yeah, no, because I even asked because I know the Humunga because I didn't even bother asking or whatever. I just gave him to Kristen and jumped on. But I asked one of the lifeguards and he had no clue. And I got to think maybe it can slow you up. Like if your water shoe hits, maybe it could
Yeah.
jostle you or just almost like if you're
Right, hurt, like, break
wearing
your
cleat.
ankle or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Because I remember I don't know if it was there or there's someone in front of me that, like, they had to hold them. You could hold your shoes in your
yes,
hands going down.
that's what I did the last time. When they told me, I
Yeah.
said, "What do you want me to do?" They're like, "You can hold them like when you cross your arms."
Yeah.
You can hold them. I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Because I wasn't sure if I had to leave them and then go down and climb up the stairs
Yeah,
just to
that
get
would
them
suck.
again,
Yeah.
or just throw them down. Beep. Now, is this something you would want to do?
At night or Moonlight Magic
Just
specifically?
Moonlight Magic in general.
Yeah, I would do it, like, if it worked out
When I
and I
was
was
there and I could add you on, you would want to do
yeah.
like an Epcot or Hollywood Studios or even a water park if that's all we could get.
Yeah, I mean, if our membership was eligible and there was one going on during a trip, I would definitely try to do it. Because it seems like a cool experience. I like doing the extra hours at night that you get for deluxe.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer to do that. And the nice thing with they're all low pressure because it's not like you're paying extra for it.
correct.
Like the Christmas party, you're dropping $1,000 for a family of 4 to go. You wanna stay there the whole time. You feel like you have to get your money's worth, right? With this,
Yeah,
if you were done after an hour and 20 minutes, you coulda just left. I mean, granted, you guys drove up, so you probably want to get everything out of it, but, like, if you're staying on property and it was too crowded or you didn't like it, you weren't into it, you just leave. Who cares? It was free.
correct.
You know what I mean? Um, so it's very low pressure. So definitely something I would try to do. You think this was better than the ones in the parks you've been to?
I wouldn't say better, no. No, because, California Adventure was the best
That was the best one.
by far,
And
yeah.
and you like the Animal Kingdom ones that you went to as well, right?
Loved it.
So overall, it's pretty good. So I know at, like, Animal Kingdom, which you don't care about, but they have a lot of rare characters at the Moonlight Magic. Is that something they had for the water parks?
Yeah, because you're not gonna see, characters at the water parks anyway, so
Yeah, not in general. That's true. I think they do have like a maybe one meet and greet at the water park when you first go in. I think like they have Stitch at Typhoon Lagoon now
Oh, do they?
all the
Okay.
time, yeah, or at least for the summer. I saw something online about that, but in general, yeah, you're not really doing too many character meet and greets. So it sounds like you guys basically did every slide available, right? That you wanted
Yeah,
to.
there were a couple. There was one that was closed.
Okay.
Mayday Falls was closed. And then we didn't do the storm slides. And those are just free falling, no tubes or anything. So we didn't do those. So we did pretty much everything that was available. Obviously, we didn't do any of the kids stuff. But.
Yeah. Did you do any more than once? Did you do like Crush and Gusher multiple
No,
times?
we didn't end up doing. No, we didn't do more than.
Because I could do that one a few times.
Oh,
Crush and Gusher
absolutely, absolutely.
is really good. But yeah, taking advantage of. Now, do you think it was worth driving up and back in the same day?
Yeah, because she said she had a good time, and that's all that matters. Yeah.
So she would do it again
Yes.
in the same night.
As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, I tried. I jumped in queue the other day. I think it was Thursday or Friday. It was open for Typhoon Lagoon again and Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and they sold out. I was at like the 25 minutes to wait, and then it just came out that everything was sold out. So
Yeah, because you didn't have a stay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a lot harder, especially in
Right.
the summer. So
Now, you wouldn't have been able to do Typhoon Lagoon again, right? Didn't they change the rules?
no, they did, but it's different seasons. So what you're allowed is you're
Season,
allowed
that's
to
what it
do
was.
one per season. That's correct. So they
Oh,
had
so
like
this is
3
still
seasons.
spring, technically.
Yeah,
one
so
you
the
just
ones
did.
that are in July
Are
are, I
summer.
believe, summer. Because they don't have anything going to the end of the year, because that's when they have a lot of their holiday stuff going on, I
Yeah.
guess, so
Right.
yeah, they pretty much bang them out January through
Well, no, because
September.
they had them in December. Remember, when we stayed at the tree houses, they had one that night. You guys tried to go to it.
They had a Moonlight Magic?
Yeah, at Animal Kingdom. I think you were gonna try to go. It was like on December 15th or something, whatever that day was,
I don't remember that.
2 years ago. And then I think when you went in December, I believe, when you got hosted by somebody.
Yeah, I went last December, that's right. Shane, my
Yeah.
buddy Shane took me, and I went almost a year ago. I wanna say it was April when, Ken Cabot and his wife
That's right, yeah.
invited us, because I think his kids, like, had food poisoning or something, and yeah, they did. Well, they had a babysitter, and then the
Oh,
kids
okay.
ended up getting food poisoning, so he was gonna cancel the whole thing. He was gonna meet me at the gate and get me in, and then he said that the kids were feeling better and they were gonna be fine on their own with a babysitter, so I met him and his wife, and we hung out for the night.
That's right, I remember that, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it's a
Any
good
oth
time.
any other thoughts on it? Anything that you think they could do differently for make it more unique experience? Anything like
I
that?
don't know. I mean, they could have more characters, but you're not really at a water park to meet a character.
Yeah.
You know, you're not doing a lot of leisure walking arounds like you are at other parks. So I think they bang it out. They do. Disney Vacation Club does a great job, I feel, with everything. I mean,
Yeah.
we
And they
we
don't do
can.
any, like, exclusive merch or anything at those?
I did not see any exclusive merch. I think that's what they're missing, because idiot like me.
Oh, yeah. If you could get a Moonlight Magic Typhoon Lagoon sun shirt, you would have
Oh,
bought 2 of them
hearts.
probably.
Because there's nothing better than that logo
It's a
with
great
Pluto
logo.
and the moon. It's a great logo, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you were
Yeah.
able to do it.
Yep. I'm surprised that I've done this many.
Especially without a stay. I'm
Yeah.
actually surprised you were able to get into that
I mean,
one
the
so
one that
easily.
we were so lucky was California Adventure.
It just worked out that you were
It just
there,
worked out. We were going up there out there for the first time ever on a DVC stay, and I think you were the one. You said, "Hey, I think they got Moonlight Magic the night that you're out there," and I'm like, "Yes," because we
Yeah,
did a split stay. We did a cash stay at Grand Cal, and then we
Right.
did a 3-night DVC stay at the Disneyland Villas. So yeah, we were lucky.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. So I would either have to plan around it or be lucky, and I can't even get in anyway. But like if I could
Right.
do it, like for you guys can do a one night if you really want.
Yep.
Although it's tough because you don't want to book something and hope you get in either, because you're still
That's
not
correct.
guaranteed. Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it in different use years, because then I don't want to have to cancel and then
Right.
have to use those points within a month period. Now you're
Yeah, and
really
holding and stuff.
squeezing
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Although if
for something
anybody
like September,
if
I can't.
anybody could use holding points, it's you though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't affect me the way it would affect you or Angry New Phil Jr.
Right, exactly. All right, I don't have anything else to add here. If you do, or if you want to bring it home, let me know.
I'll bring it home. Bring us home. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.